Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Spirit Blossom Yasuo, and I'll be facing off against the 6.5 Star Aurelion Sol from the Legends of Arcane campaign. Remember this encounter? Well, since I failed against the 6-star Fiddlesticks, I figured I would try the Yasuo against another 6-star adventure, one that hopefully he will fare better against. At least against Aurelion Sol we won't have to worry about the opponent terrifying our deck into nothingness. So yeah, I'm still running the legendary rune I got off of the random boxes because I got lucky, and it's still the same Yasuo setup with the Windblade and the Starforge gauntlets, so I have extra mana at the start of the game, and the Champion Spurs in order to proc this Starforge gauntlet. Hopefully things will go well this time around. When you draw a card, grant your strongest ally +0/+1, rally, or a suitable host. Honestly, I think Rally might benefit us, just because with Yasuo on board we can go for 2 attacks, which doubles the attack effect on Yasuo. Yeah, let's pick it up. Fiora, that's a rather rough first encounter to have. What would I need here? I think I definitely need to mulligan for the bounce spell, the recall spell, I don't remember the name. That's it. Last breath. That's the Storm Conduit. Let's hope the opponent doesn't have a single combat in hand, because I do intend to do this first. Ravna is good. It's going to buff up my deck nicely. Let's try to reduce the cost of the last breath. And next turn I'll have 5 mana. So I can go for last breath, but that's going to be my whole turn. I'd rather scout out the opponent's hand, honestly. 3 units. Let's steal the one that's the most flexible, namely this cheap one. Hopefully I haven't given him a nice draw. Okay, that's fine. I definitely need to save my spell mana for the bounce effect. Let's pass the turn. Let's see what the opponent does. Okay, that's fine. At least this way I guarantee that he doesn't or he can't play something to buff up the Fiora. I'm actually going to hold here. Next turn I'm going to go double commune with the spirits, so I can get some nice cards. Priestess of Light is going to be very useful. See, the Terror of the Tides, I suppose. The idea is going to be that I play the Stormblade Sage and then reduce the cost of these 2 by a bunch. I've also gone and leveled up Yasuo in the process. I can actually go for Yasuo into Terror of the Tides here.
No one is promised tomorrow.
And I have lethal because I will get to rally after this attack. So even if the opponent somehow survives, he's still dead. Okay, that went very well. If we didn't really struggle that much against this encounter, I feel like we won't struggle that much against the ones that follow. But to be fair, I did get lucky and drew the perfect answer against Fiora. Crowd favorite. I'm not really convinced on it. Horn's Forge is a dead card. And the Tain, it's an interesting form of removal and it gives me ramp. But what if the opponent just kills the unit that captured the opponent's unit? What of it then? I'd rather have the crowd favorite. Worst case scenario, it's a 3-mana 5/4. That's a worst case scenario though. Brom, Victor, Lulu. Victor generates cards or benefits from card generation, and he might generate cards. Let's pick up the Victor and then go from there. Slotbot, champagne item chest, shop. Ideally I would go for this shop, but since the opponent is a Jinx, I'll pass on it. Unfortunately, Jinx is way too aggressive for this deck to take on comfortably, I think. And it's very likely that I am correct. Honestly, yeah, I'll keep this hand. Maybe toss the crowd favorite back, just in case I get something better. And I drew another crowd favorite. Well, that's a lucky hit. The Arisen Sol is definitely the best thing to get out of the early bird. Or not early bird, it's the out of the gates. Yeah, out of the gates. I can go Victor. With Victor I can play 3 cards. So I should bait the opponent into playing something here, just so I can use the capture effect on Victor. Then I get to drop down a X score upgrade. Then I'll go for the Inspiring Mentor. And then we can go for the Communist Spirits for free. I guess Skarmoder Vrina could be worse. Then we drop down the Shades of Battles Past. And we just swing. I'm fine with trading, I think. If I get to keep the opponent from having too large of a board, then he won't have anything to buff up with his power. I can just jump block that, so I'm not too worried. Do I want to double up the Skarmoder Vrina? Or do I want to play something else? Let's go ahead and do this. That way I set up so that I can play the Yasuo next turn. Even without leveling up, it's going to be good to obliterate that Poppy, but Yasuo obliterates the largest unit on the opponent's board anyway. So maybe I can afford to play a couple of cards first. By doing this, I basically make it so Yasuo is cheaper. Okay, that's fine. That's one way to remove Yasuo gone. Sure, let's play this Skarmoder Arena. It's fine. I'm not desperate for the value. At least not this game. Mostly because I have Yasuo leveled up. Or the... not Yasuo leveled up, what am I saying? I have the rally effect from the Darius power. So if I can develop a large enough board, I can go for 2 attacks. And close out the game this way. The Massiantel Stones, True Shot Barrage, Chump Wump. Yeah, let's pick up the Chump Wump. I need the cards in hand. Yasuo, Spirit Blossom Yasuo heavily benefits from having a lot of cards in hand. Yeah, let's go for the champion item chest. I was considering either slot bot or champion item chest. And the items are definitely more valuable. For example, Scout allows us to go for 3 attacks in a turn instead of just 2. Now, against Sejuani, I'm pretty sure the opponent starts with a Sejuani on board. So I'm going to try and hit the recall effect. And we do. Nice. Game saved. I guess I could have also tried to hit the Victor. So yeah, let's drop down the Victor, immediately capture the Sejuani, get rid of a problem right away. Let's do this. Ensure that this card is getting its cost reduced. Let's drop on the free armed gearhead. And now the Storm Condit is the Chump Wump. Okay. We'll set up so that we go for the free Chump Wump next turn. Or basically free Chump Wump next turn. In the meantime, I can just attack with Victor. Try to keep the opponent's board clear.
Don't mind if I do. Smell that bark? Fear.
I definitely need the card draw though. Yeah, let's drop on this Chump Wump. Just so he can contest the Wolf Rider. That's fine. Mostly because I'll be able to go for the last breath on it. Bounce the opponent's unit. Remove a threat from the board. And the opponent won't have anything to prevent us from attacking twice next turn. Ooh. I'm in with the spirits. Do I go for it first? Nah. Let's attack first. Give priority back to the opponent. Let him do whatever. Nothing. That is an interesting choice. Because now you die on board. Did he really not have anything that was playable? I find that surprising. Well, I suppose that since I removed the Sejuani off the board on the first turn, the opponent didn't know what to do without his overwhelming advantage, so he lost. Gold shot is good. 2 mana draw 1. Replaces itself. Now, do I want to go for a shop or do I want to cut a card? I'm relatively fine with most cards that I have in the deck. I guess the crowd favorite is not really one of my favorites. So I would cut it. But other than that, I have enough money. Let's go for the shop. None of these are that great. An ally is targeted or supported. Granted spirit and impact. We don't really do a lot of allied targeting, so nope. Draw 2 cards that cost 2 less at the start of the game. You know what? We definitely want that. Glorious Evolution. It's so bad. It's definitely bad. It's a bad choice to pick it up. I'm not going to do it.
No power in this world.
It would have been funny to pick it up. Maybe I would have been able to cast it once or twice. But I don't think I can beat Aurelion Sol if I have that thing in my deck. Because of how slow it is. Okay, this is a fairly decent hand. Ooh, Yasuo on the opening hand too. This is definitely going to be a good game. Now the problem is that thing. Viego on the first turn. Let's reduce the cost of the cult shot. We play the Arisen Soul. Okay. Not a perfect hit on the calculated creations, but it will have to do. I'm going for the Armed Gear Head cult shot. Just to predict my next draw. Cult shot into cult shot. I suppose. I definitely want to find some sort of way to deal with Viego though. But I won't be able to this turn.
This is glorious.
It's a good thing that he is using that there. Means he probably won't have removal for the Yasuo I'm about to play. Let's drop the Champwomp.
Ways to find me mushrooms.
So Tipon does. Just attacking with the Viego. Honestly, that's not really that much of a problem.
What can I say? I'm an
I can
adaptable
just
guy.
do this, play it slow, develop some card advantage. Next turn I go double Mushroom Cloud, Ocean Drake, drop down the Yasuo, completely get rid of the Viego problem for good. Well, at least until he drops down another Viego.
Maybe I do have a future.
But he can't do that for only 2 mana. So this is fine. Yeah, let's go Victor.
Flesh is a weakness we must shed.
Because it allows me to go for the Armored Tusk for free.
Mankind must realize its full potential. Analyzing approach.
I can even bounce an opponent's unit back to hand. Yeah, I'll do that on the Crawling Viper Worm. And then we do this. We attack with everything. Ooh, that's good. More card draw. More units. More value. Let's overwhelm the opponent. We get a free attack. The opponent doesn't die. Then we attack with just Yasuo, proc the scout, get another attack, and then we attack again with everything. For a grand total of 3 attacks in a turn.
I will retain my honor.
What a stomp. Hopefully we'll be able to pull this off against the Aurelion Sol. The most annoying part is definitely going to be dealing with Aurelion Sol on the first turn. Ooh, Shadow Totem Yasuo. So I can get double the Obliterate effect. Yeah, dealing with Aurelion Sol on the first turn is going to be a problem. Because of the spell shield. We can just bounce it back to hand. Aisho is interesting. Do I want the Aisho? When an ally attacks or is summoned, plant a Flash Bomb trap in the top 8 cards of the opponent's deck. Not good enough. Found friends when you play a card with base cost for +1 a mysterious portal in the top 4 cards of your deck. Sure, it can work. Champion item chest, spells chest, gold chest. I definitely want the spells. And I won't go for any of these cards. Unfortunately, I would rather have proactive spells. Piscine, Karma. Let's go for the Karma.
Always trust your spirit.
Getting 10 mana crystals at the start of the game always benefits me more than it does the opponent. I'm keeping Yasuo, yeah. But I'm tossing all of the other ones, except the Cult Shot. Just because it gives me some card draw. I would like a Victor here. Unfortunately, I don't get it.
Heart and mind as one.
But there's still a lot of that I can do on this first turn. Let's go preparation on the Cult Shot. Then we play the Arm Gearhead. We're just going to try and chain
A clear mind knows
cheap
true strength.
cards. Ooh, Victor is definitely what I want here. Now the opponent doesn't get to double up his spellcasts. Never mind, he has a second Karma.
Now I pack a punch.
New materials, new improvements.
I can't play the Yasuo this turn. I guess I'll just have to do with playing a very big crowd favorite and then attacking with most of my units. I'm definitely keeping the Victor back and the Arisen Sol though.
Nature does not yield.
Let's go ahead and drop down the Inspiring Mentor here. Actually, no. Let's go for the Chump Wump. Draw one. Set up so that next turn we can bounce Karma back to hand if necessary. Elusive Karma is a problem. And the fact the opponent's bouncing my Victor is a problem too. Unfortunately, I have to do it like this in order to minimize damage taken and to preserve my Victor. At least he won't get to summon Karma again, or that Karma, because I'll just do this. That's an unfortunate hit off of the Victor. I would have liked something a bit more expensive so it could get its cost reduced by the Stormblade Sage. Well, it's still fine. We managed to drop down Yasuo to 0 cost. Next turn I fully intend to attack with everything, then play the Yasuo and go from there. Because there's no way the opponent lets me keep this entire board. Yeah, he plays the Karma. Let's give him priority back. Just because I want him to remove 2 units at least, so I can double up the Yasuo with the Shadow Totem.
We each hold a world within.
Except he doesn't. You know what? Fine.
No one is
If that's what you want,
promised
opponent,
tomorrow.
I'll not get the full value off of the Yasuo. Oh, that's a lot of units right there. Well, let's attack with Yasuo. And then we attack with everything again. Lethal. Nice and easy. Just like that, the victory. Yet again proving that giving the player 10 mana crystals is a lot better than giving the opponent 10 mana crystals. Actually, no. No, because an EV exists. And when you get this effect that's not symmetrical, it actually does end up being a bit of a problem for the player. A spell to add 2 copies to your deck. I'm going to pick up the Messenger Sigil. The free draw is nice. Definitely don't want to face off against Victor. Victor is such a bothersome fight, at least the harder version, because either you have 2 forms of hard removal to deal with the Victor that's currently on board at the start of the game, or you lose because Victor gets a billion keywords because his X scores get doubled up, and then you lose because of the Overwhelmer that has Fearsome and Elusive that you can't interact with because it has Spell Shield. Let's do it like this. We do this. Shades of Battles Past. Off of the Arisen Sol. I'm going to attack like this. He actually plays a nice shard just so I take some damage on the Shades of Battles Past. That might make things a bit more difficult. It's fine though. I can attack for free with the Champ Pump. Proc the opponent's power, so he doesn't get to preserve his units, or he shouldn't. The unfortunate part is that he is going to be able to kill the Arisen Sol for free, and I have to take 6 damage. It's fine. I'll just split the Freak Out shot, ramp up my Armed Gearhead a little bit in terms of attack value, and then next turn I can go ahead and commune with the spirits. Battering Ram is useful. If I play the Victor, I feel like the opponent is going to drop down Trinamir here. And I was right. So it was correct to pass the turn just to bait the opponent into dropping down his Trinamir, so I could capture it with Victor. Now attacking here is pretty pointless because the opponent just blocks with that thing, takes no damage, and deals damage to my units. So let's wait. I'm actually going to play the Arisen Sol here to bait the opponent into... That's a problem. To bait the opponent into attacking and then getting a rally effect. That was what I was about to say. But now I have to play the Yasuo because I don't want to deal with the 2418 attack unit that's currently on board. I'm still going to try and rally though. Okay, we rally. Let's play Stormblade Sage. Let's Battering Ram. Let's drop down the crowd favorite over the Victor. An unfortunate thing to happen, but it's all in the interest of closing out this game. And then we attack with everything. The opponent takes 45. I then get to attack with everything again, right after I attack with Yasuo. Just to ensure that the opponent doesn't have units on board. And if that didn't kill the opponent, I still had the parallel convergence to get an additional free attack. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play the parallel convergence. One of the main reasons why, or one of the additional reasons why I got the cult shot anyway. Go hard, community with the spirits, start tipped peak. Definitely the community with the spirits. More copies of it will always be good. These are some pretty porch offerings. Sweet Solitude. You know what? Sweet Solitude is actually decent in this deck. Just because it's 0 mana, reduce the cost of something. Definitely the Talia's Cash. If I get lucky and hit the power that gives me 1 extra mana and gives all of my units +1/+1 and overwhelm, I'll be very happy. Honestly, this end is not so bad. Let's skip everything. Jhin is rather slow, so we can afford to take things slowly as well. Ooh. We have reached the point where we sometimes overdraw cards because of the gifts from beyond. Bit unlucky because that was a card I wanted. I wanted the bounce effect. I guess I'll have to make do without it. Do this. Let's reduce the cost of this, I suppose. I'm going to play it just to check what's in the opponent's hand. I want that Yone, thank you very much. I could use some stun to units, high cost, and a high cost card too. Minity, yeah, sure. Let's play the Disciple of Doran again.
Not made, but discovered.
I have prepared something very special.
It's unfortunate. Let's go Harmed Gear ahead.
I'm an adaptable guy.
Preparations.
Realigning lenses.
We're just going to play as many cards as possible on this first turn. Next turn I'm playing the Victor, capturing the Jhin.
What matters the maker if not her divine work?
I promise it will be immortalized in our performance.
Let's hold on playing the Yasuo. I considered it briefly there, because it would have gotten rid of 2 units.
Take one.
Embrace your fate, as I
But this
have
is
mine.
fine. That thing's scary. Let's play the Armed Gear ahead. Just so I have an additional chump blocker.
Missing a little me, right?
This way I can go for the chump pump too.
It lacks
Okay, the opponent chooses to trade. That benefits more than it does him.
God's this.
Let's block like this so that I don't compromise the Victor.
Forgive me.
And now we just empty our hand.
Embrace a new vision of progress.
I can even play the Yasuo here. Completely remove 2 of the opponent's units. But I don't find that to be necessary. I can play the Yasuo next turn, get rid of 2 things right away. And then the opponent plays
I
something
will follow this path until the end.
and I attack and clear it with both the Yasuos.
Of course I'm ready.
Just like this. Ooh. You're right, the opponent gets a bunch of blaze edges off of this. And it chooses to go ahead and deal a bunch of damage to my face with them. Because of course they would. Yeah, it's fine. I have more than enough damage to kill him here. So even if he deals like 6 to my face, I can heal it back in between encounters. And he ran out of mana, so it was not like he was going to be able to cast any more blaze edges. Hunter's Machete on the Chomp Womp. It gives me a free attack on the opponent's offensive turns. But Will of Ionia though. Honestly, I want the Will of Ionia. The bounce effect is very good, specifically because I have the Yasuo's Windblade. So recall effects are even better. Let's see if I get lucky.
Tapestry begins with a single stitch.
Oh right, it's not this one that gives your units +1/+1 and overwhelm. It's the upgraded version of this one. Your spells and skills deal 1 extra damage for each allied landmark. We don't have allied landmarks. Do I want the mana or do I want the throw another rock? Throw another rock can help deal with units with spell shield, but the extra mana is always good. That's one of the main reasons to take Starforge Gauntlets in the first place, even if I don't benefit from the rest of it. Let's get the crowd favorite. Unfortunately, stats and keywords are just not enough. I also want some card draw to keep my hand consistently full, so I can keep gathering storm. Yeah, this is a fine keep. Honestly, I think I have enough value generation. Now I probably want some large units. Anyway, this game I'll try and bait the opponent into playing some stuff just so I can capture the Kai'Sa with Victor.
Gotta hit them hard.
Yeah, like that. That's perfect. Now he needs to either have a Kai'Sa in hand, or he won't get to see his Kai'Sa ever again. I'm just shading a bunch of cards here. Luckily, I also hit 2 portals off of the card draw from the Victor summon. That was nice. Yeah, let's go for Zinea. It's not going to do much of anything, but it's still decent.
I'm gonna stay a little me, right?
We get 2 attacks here too. Forgot about that part. So we can go 2 attacks here. And then we go for a Chomp Womp next turn. Chomp Womp effectively rallies for us.
The two-headed wolf hunts.
Put on me mask, secure me tail.
And with that we probably have enough to close out the game.
Fight or die.
Fortunately, I'm pretty sure you're dead here, opponent, even if you summon a Ruthless Raider. Yeah, I take 3, but... Wait. No rally. What happened? It used to work like that when you summon the Champ Wump with Scout... Oh, Champ Wump doesn't have Scout, right. Why did I think that Champ Wump had Scout?
Humankind must realize its full potential.
Was it because the Champ Wump with Scout was on the same bucket that the Will of Ionia was, and I ended up picking Will of Ionia instead of the Champ Wump? That was probably it. So I ended up messing up because of that. Well, they were 2 very good picks. So if I could, I would have liked to pick both of them. That's my excuse. There it is. Well, in this case it only made it so I don't close out the game on the last turn. Instead I had to wait an additional turn, which is fine.
I will regain my honor.
Didn't even seem like the second mid boss. This run is going very well. Great Club doesn't really do much when my units already have Overwhelm, or the Yasuo at least. So let's go Vampiric Scepter. So when I do have to drop down Yasuo early, I have a benefit for it. Never dull. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to pick this up, pick this one up because it's a card that's already in my deck. And I'll save my last reroll for the Epic Shop, so that I can reroll the Epic Power, in case I don't like it. Now the opponent starts off the game with a Zoe on board, so let's try and hit a Victor. There he is. Perfect. Now I don't have to worry about the 12-12 Zoe. There. Never mind, I guess I do have to deal with the 12-12 Zoe after all. Let's do preparation there. Let's get a armed gear head for the ramp. I was considering the Nyan droid, but I backed out at the last second. Let's messenger sigil. And we hope next turn we draw an answer to the Zoe. It's unfortunate that it starts off with a spell shield. Actually, this is an answer. I can just Stormblade Sage, Will of Ionia, the Zoe back to the hand. Especially if he decides that he wants to spend all of his mana, so he can't recast the Zoe. The cost increase from my power is 2, right? Yeah, recall an enemy, increase its cost by 2. So if I just do this now, the opponent can't even replay the Zoe. And I got the Yasuo to 0 mana. I'm still taking a bunch of damage here though. Unfortunate, but I'll survive. Even if I don't win with full health. and I don't get a pretty score at the end of the run. What matters is that I win.
Maybe I do have a future.
Please replay the Zoe now, opponent. You will surely get to keep her on board. I guarantee it. He doesn't want to replay the Zoe. Well, let's see if I hit it with the early bird. I didn't. Unfortunate. Ooh. Another Yasuo or a last breath. Let's go for another Yasuo. Another Yasuo is essentially a last breath anyway. And let's drop this down over this unit. Just because it's larger.
I'm gonna stay a little me, right?
And I'm going to do the same here.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Yeah, we attack first with everything. I'm just taking into account the correct order of attacks so I can get the maximum damage. Then we attack with Yasuo alone. Yep, proc the scout. And then we attack with everything again. And we have more than enough damage to close out the game, even though the opponent has 99 health.
I will retain my honor.
That was a bit a bit scarier than the previous encounters. At the very least, the opponent managed to deal more damage than any of the other opponents before it. More Yasuos. More Yasuos are definitely too much. I'm going to use one of my last rerolls here. Facebreaker, I suppose. It's a decent enough stalling option. Homecoming is nice. Eternal Hunger. I can go Eternal Hunger into Homecoming. I guess I can, but I'll only get one copy of Homecoming. Yeah, I'll do it. Just because the bounce effect, the recall effect's nice. Wait, I didn't buy the Eternal Hunger, or is it or the opponent doesn't get to show? I guess I forgot to buy the Eternal. No, it's there. I just have so many powers that it wasn't showing. Oh, I was worried for a second there. This is a fine keep. Even if the opponent starts off with a Trundle on board. Let's do this. Drop down an inexpensive Aurelion Sol. Pass priority back to the opponent.
Leave your bags at the door.
Let's reduce the cost of this.
Realigning lenses.
We're going to play the Victor. Ooh, we can go for 2 messenger sigils. Really give our Victor a bunch of epic relic items. Draw one in guaranteed fleeting. Honestly, I don't want to draw one in guaranteed fleeting, so I won't. That was a decent first turn. Let's see how the opponent responds. We do have to... We are on a timer here. We need to close out the game before the opponent starts dropping down massive 8 cost units.
Sure, but
Let's
I'm gonna
trade
stay a
this
little
in.
me, right?
Buff up the... actually, no, they don't count because their power is not increased. Never mind. I was about to say we buff up the Zolani that way, but we don't. Kind of wanted a Yasuo, but I'll take a Will of Ionia.
mind if
I might just split the Zolani as a 2-2. Just so I can get rid of her and give something else the Storm Conduit.
Come on in.
Okay, it hit the Stormblade Sage. That's nice. Let's kind of dig through our deck with the messengers. You know what? Let's attack with everything. Like this. See what the opponent does.
Let's talk about your dad.
Perfect. We deal 37. We buff up the Zolani out of the range of that unit. We set up so that the opponent takes a bunch of damage here. Ooh, free Yasuo. Well, I suppose I'm no longer that worried. Because now I have removal on the body. So it's completely fine. Oh, I had enough damage on board anyway. Don't know how much weight the Eternal Hunger pulled there, but I felt like the extra damage was nice. We definitely closed out the game earlier than we should have. Shades of Battles Past. Yeah. And now for a challenging fight. Irelia can be a problem depending on what she gets at the start of the game. So maybe I should mulligan aggressively for an early curve like this. Disciple of the Run, Armed Gearhead. This could be worse. Yasuo at the start. We're going to overdraw here. Because we got the yoink. Yep. I would have definitely liked the Shades of Battles Past. But I'll make do with what I have.
The journey to mastery begins with
I am going to have to
That's my resting face.
jump trade into the opponent's units when he starts blade dancing.
Shoulders
Like
set,
that.
blade sharpened, plant that lead foot.
Don't worry, I've danced this 100 times.
A bit unfortunate. A bit annoying even.
Involve me.
But it's fine. Let's get the Alpha Wild Claw, it's relatively cheap. Let's buff that up.
Don't understand my methods. Ready, willing, and learn.
Let's see what the opponent has in hand. I'm definitely taking the Blossoming Blade. Let's try and minimize the amount of Blade Dances the opponent has access to. Next turn is already going to Blade Dance once at least. Pick an ally to attack alongside the Blades, then Blade Dance 3, create an Aurelion deck. Oh, that's going to hurt.
Bring the fight to them.
Let's move.
How do I block this? I have to block here. Block here. Here.
The metal.
Let's discard one of the cards in the opponent's hand. Let's try to buff up the Arisen Sol with something. Double attack. That's going to be good if I ever get to attack the opponent. I might not have a board to do
You know
so.
what my future is? Glorious.
Block there, block
Shake my
there.
hand.
That was surprising. The opponent didn't play dance as many times as I anticipated. I'll pass. I was considering playing Yasuo here, but I think I can afford to wait a turn, drop down the Yasuo now, and proc his effect
What is gained when we return the left?
on attack here.
No one is promised tomorrow.
The opponent's not going to play anything else, probably because he doesn't want it to be removed by the Yasuo. Okay, he does play something else. He was just waiting for an opportunity, so he could deal as much damage as he could. Oh, I forgot he had that in hand. It's still fine because I got lucky and hit the Crumbling Sands off of the Emperor's Favor. Never punished for my mistakes. Oh yeah, I was about to say I need to attack with Yasuo alone, but I have more than enough damage. No need for that. And now, time for not Victor, Aurelion Sol. Though Victor would make a even more challenging last boss. At least with Aurelion Sol, I'll have a couple of turns before he inevitably obliterates me. With Victor, I would die on the second the opponent has an opportunity to attack.
Naturally.
I definitely want the Victor, right? I'm going to keep the spirits with the spirits and the inspiring mentor, but I would like to hit the Victor here, just so I could deal with the Aurelion Sol right away. I suppose that as long as the opponent doesn't hit a unit that gives Aurelion Sol overwhelm, I can just infinitely jump block it.
Come hither, you beasts of glory!
But that's easier said than done. Do I want to use the Zephyr Sage on the Commune of the Spirits? Let's wait. Ooh. Opponent's definitely not making things easy by getting Vi off of his power. Well, I got the Victor like I wanted. It was only one turn late. Calculated creations for something. Try to discard one of the opponent's cards. And we do time and dedication here, I suppose. Let's double up the Commune of the Spirits. He was obliterating two of my units. I need some blockers. The elusive is going to be nice. The lifesteal is going to be nice. Shades of Battles Past fills up my board to match the opponents. Oh, do I have to go for the Yasuo? I kind of didn't want to go for the Yasuo this turn, but I might have to, depending on if the opponent fills up the board or not. The problem is, the opponent might have removal here. He still has 6 mana. At the very least I remove Aurelion Sol and Vi off the board. I'll do it.
Destiny waits.
Let's risk it. He already used this removal. I feel like he would have gone ahead and used even more if he could have. Yeah, he probably only has stuff like that now. Stuff that minimally impacts the board. Really? You're only attacking with those two. Not exactly what I expected. But it's still a problem. Specifically because I think I won't get to attack a billion times like I am used to with Yasuo. Well, it depends on whether or not the opponent removes Yasuo here or not, I suppose. Let's drop down the Victor to deal with that Sejuani.
I did, and zero regrets.
Involius box. Okay, so I do get to attack a billion times with Yasuo. Let's play this over my small unit. And then we attack with everything except the Victor, because the Victor has something scary in there. He trades most of his units. Ooh, right. I haven't killed something with Yasuo in so long that I forgot he gave me coins when he killed stuff. Ooh, that's a nice hit. Let's see what epic item I can give the Yasuo.
Sure, but I'm gonna stay a little.
And we get... Oh, it was not Yasuo, it was the Victor. Do I attack with Yasuo? I'm going to attack with Yasuo.
Fate, your turn.
Actually, let's draw first, see what I hit. Last breath. Yeah, I'm fine with attacking with Yasuo. Even if... Okay, the opponent didn't want to kill the Yasuo with the Golden Sister for some reason. That's just a huge mistake. I guess maybe he saw the writing on the wall that I had more than enough damage on the following attack. Or maybe not, I didn't have enough damage on the following attack. Oh, right, Chomp Womp strikes attacks on summon. Never mind, I had enough damage. Well, that went significantly better than the Fiddlesticks adventure now, did it? It's definitely because my deck wasn't being completely destroyed. And I didn't have to potentially draft bad cards just to fill up my deck to try and pad out the opponent's win condition of decking me out. Yeah, Yasuo is definitely better when you can play a billion cards a turn. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.